To answer your questions and show you how you can save money with our award-winning copiers and printers and our amazing service team.
Who, in case you didn't know, will be there in 4 hours or less to service your machine guaranteed, and we have a 97% first-time fix rate. Check us out at deximaging.com or give us a call.
In Ocala, dial 352-433-4090. That's 433-4090. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 8 minutes before 11 o'clock. This might be the most important 8 minutes of our broadcast morning right now.
Yeah.
We had a story this morning about a guy who was out with a Boy Scout troop hiking and died. He had a heart attack. Remember that story this morning?
Yes, it's so sad.
So you got to take care of your heart. Dr. Cheryl A.M. Anderson is on the phone. She's a nutrition expert, a researcher, the volunteer chair of the American Heart Association's Nutrition Committee, and her credentials go so long that if I read them all, we wouldn't have time to talk to her. So she's got some information for us. It's called the Work at Lunch Survey, and maybe this will reveal to us what we should do and maybe what we shouldn't do. Lunch is coming up in a little bit. I'm probably breaking every rule. So I don't want to be that guy that's walking the Boy Scouts and suddenly dies. I don't want to be that guy, Robin. I'm not trying to be silly. But seriously,
No,
you don't want that to happen. All right, Dr. Anderson, it's an honor to have you on the show. Good morning.
Good morning. It's an honor to be with you, and my heart goes out to the family and friends of that Boy Scout troop leader.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I mean, he's trying to do a good thing, and he, I guess, pushed himself a little too hard, walking up the hills and everything, and he's not with us anymore, so... So how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are things with you two?
I'm good. And so is Robin.
Yes,
And
very good.
and where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from California.
So you got up early to be with us, right?
I did, yeah.
So what does the survey reveal?
Right, so this new survey from the American Heart Association and Aramark, which is the largest U.S.-based food service company, revealed that more than half of adults who eat lunch at work struggle to make that lunch healthy. Now, we care about this because most adults eat at least one meal during the working hours on most days of the week, and those choices really do add up.
Okay, so now we want to hear the good news and the bad news. What are we doing wrong? Can we start with that?
Well, it's hard when you don't make a good choice at lunch because that influences what you do for the rest of the day. The people who report making good choices at lunch end up feeling motivated to make better ones at other times.
So,
and why does this happen? Go ahead.
In today's world, I can call up one of those Uber guys or something, and they'll bring me food from any restaurant in town. So I don't...
Yeah, Uber Eats.
Right? Yeah, right. You got that too? So I mean...
have that here.
So, I mean, to me, it seems like a no-brainer to say, can you bring me a salad? But is it as simple as that?
Well, for people, it's often convenience, right? So if you've got a short period of time, you're in a rush, you may not necessarily call Uber Eats. In our neighborhood, that could take somewhere from 30 to 40 minutes to get to you. And so you may find that you're going to the choices that aren't necessarily as helpful. Cost could also play a factor in what people do, particularly for younger people in the workforce under the age of 40. And then who you have around you, right? So if your buddies are like, let's go have, burgers and fries, then you may be tempted to do that.
I know.
And younger people also tend to be more impacted by their peers.
So what do you do?
Well, the number one thing you can do is to plan. So think about bringing your lunch in to work, and I know this isn't always easy and it takes some effort, but that effort really does pay off in the long run because you'll end up having more healthier choices with you for most of the day. Now, if you find that you do have to go out, try to look for places that have their menus online. Look it up before you go and make a decision about what's healthier. Sometimes they have calories listed, and that way you can, be prepared once you get there to order. Now, sometimes, you just can't pull it off. You can't bring your lunch in every day. But maybe you can do something partly homemade where you bring in some fresh vegetables, some fresh fruit, use that as a snack or use that as a part of your lunch so that some part of, the meal is definitely healthy and thought through.
You have you're in Southern California?
Yes, Southern Cali, San Diego.
Sort of kind of like what we have here, where the sun is a big deal. And there was a story this morning about vitamin A being one way to reduce the chance of getting skin cancer. I'm not asking you to confirm or anything. I was thinking when I was reading that article that I guess it would be better to eat vitamin A in food instead of just go and get a vitamin A pill.
That's a very important point. Most of the dietary guidelines that we use for the country, they are food-based, not supplement-based. And so the recommendations are always to try and do the absolute best that you can by having the most nutritionally rich, nutrient-dense diet. And some people may have to take nutritional supplements, but the majority of the population should not have to do that.
When a person does eat lunch, do you recommend that they be in an environment where they can have a relaxed lunch? Because sometimes we can't get away from our desks, and that causes anxiety.
It does, and stress really does impact what you eat. So, yes, there are a couple of things that we can do here. One is if you're feeling stressed, reach out to a buddy. Get some of that off your mind. Take a quick walk. Go around the building. If you have a stairwell in the office, go up and down the stairwell. Just take some time to decompress. For me, I love the idea to just meditate for a moment, really calm my thoughts, calm my brain. And that will keep me from making those food choices that aren't going to be so healthy that I'm going to use to try and address that stress. So, yeah, anything that you can do to really calm yourself, give yourself a good environment within which to have lunch and a good attitude within which to start your lunch, you're going to be in a better place.
And did you help create the Healthy for Life campaign?
I did not. Our nutrition committee supports the American Heart Association through the science that they need to try and think through some of these campaigns. But this is an initiative that's being done on the Heart Association's advocacy group.
If I read the survey, would it help me better understand what I need to do to stay, healthy, heart healthy?
Yeah, the survey gives us some tips about some of the things that challenge us, as well as some of the things that might help to promote healthier behaviors. We talked a little bit about some of those things like planning a little bit ahead, making sure you know what the food options are, getting people around you who are going to support you and encourage you in your healthy lifestyle. And then a big one here is to really try and make sure the star foods that you have on your plate are vegetables, fruits, nuts, legumes, really these plant-based options that can really help you get to meet your nutrition goals.
Doctor, thank you for being on the air with us today. Can you leave us with a website so we can learn more?
Yes, please go to heart.org/healthyforlife or heart.org/healthyforgood.
Very good. Doctor, thank you. And if you're ever in Florida, come by and say hi.
I will. I grew up in Florida, so I'll definitely stop in and say hello.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, we will be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. President Trump heads to Cincinnati tonight to rally voters, a day after tweeting how unimpressed he is with the debating Democrats who want his job.
He said this: the people on stage tonight and last were not those that will either make America great again or keep America great.
Fox's Kevin Corke. Democrats say 4 more years of the president would be disastrous for our country. The U.S. slapped sanctions on Iran's top diplomat.